All right, I'm going to change the brake pads on my front calipers and the rear, but first the front, and nothing could be easier. You don't even really need a video to work this out yourself. These are Brembo style 4-piston fixed calipers, which are really nice, at least at the front. At the rear, it's a little bit embarrassing, but the front's not bad. I'm going to show you how to change the brake pads really quick. Okay, yes, this is fairly simple. Just turn your wheel all the way to the right so you can get access to this area. You've got 2 pins, one pin there, another pin right there. You're going to tap them out really carefully that way. Try not to get any damage on the painted surfaces. And I have a regular pin punch is too big, so I have this little guy, and I don't even know what this is called, but whatever you get has to be something that's strong that will push this pin out. And then you're going to see how fast we can do this. Okay, let's knock out the pins. Takes a bit of energy to get them going. There you go. That one's going. And let's get this guy going. There you go. You can see the pins coming out on the other side. And I can just depress this little clip retainer and take it out. See, now the retainer comes right out. We're going to be reusing this. The other pin comes out. And now you'll see, hopefully, I can get these brake pads out. Now this one comes right out. You can see how if you are in a racing situation, you could change these really, really fast. These are my old brake pads. They actually have lots of meat on them, but I'm going to try something different. Okay, I've cleaned the mounting hardware. These are the old brake pads. These are the new ones. These are from EBC UK. These are called yellow stuff, hence the yellow color. And these are good for street and a little bit of light racing, a little bit of slalom, that kind of stuff. So, and that's what I want to do this summer. A little bit of competition, but mostly the street. These ones would be perfect, I believe, for that. Now, all you got to do is put them in. Now, one thing to remember, these came with cables attached right here, because this actually fits many different car models, including BMWs and the rest. But for this car, I don't have these wear indicators, electronic wear indicator on the Viper, so I just cut it off, and you're going to put this in right like this. Oh, but before you do that, you might have trouble fitting them in. So what you got to do is move the little pistons back into their bores. Now these ones are not out too far, but you just move them into the bore a little bit like that, and a little bit like that. Now we can fit our brake pad right in. Okay, pretty close to being in. Yeah, there you go. Then we'll repeat that for the other brake pad. If it'll go in. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do the pistons. Just push that in. And there's 2 pistons on each side, so this is a 4-piston. This is a 4-piston caliper. Now we'll see if this fits in. And then the retainer just goes over like this, and we're going to put in our 2 pins. It's going to go through and then over the retainer. and through to the other side. Then we can just tap that in carefully. Then we got to put the next one in at the top. And then we're going to tap that one in carefully. And then you got to make sure that's fully seated in. All the way it can go. Like that. And then this one. Like so. Okay, this is what it should look like after everything is done properly. You have to make sure these pins go in all the way. You should just be able to see the head right, just about level right there and right there. And we got the retainer in, our beautiful EBC yellow stuff, and of course it goes with my yellow, my race yellow Viper. Now let's move on to the back. Rear brakes, a little bit more difficult. Let's do that now. Okay, so now it's time for the rear brakes, and actually these are more complicated than the front brakes that we just did. I'm replacing my stock pads with EBC. EBC, they're premium brakes made in the UK, and these are the little pads that go at the back. See, a Viper does not have exactly big brakes at the back. Not too bad at the front, but a little bit pathetic at the back. But you got to remember, this is a 1990s car, and they didn't have it all together. But anyway, these small brake pads are going to go in there. I'm hoping that'll improve my braking. And we got to take this caliper off. Now this is a floating caliper. Now this is a floating caliper as compared to a fixed caliper, which is more of a racing type of application. This is what you commonly find on a lot of cars nowadays. It's just a floating caliper because it's cheaper. But they're also fairly easy to take off and replace the pads. However, there is a complication with this one, which I'm going to go over with you so you know what to do and what to get. Okay, let's get it started. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to take off the two bolts holding the caliper to its frame here, and then we'll be able to take the pads out. Okay, after inspecting everything here, I noticed something quite scary. Do you see what I see? That's the bolt that holds the whole caliper on to the hub. That bolt has come loose. That's the upper bolt. I already checked the bottom bolt. It is tight, so it was tight, but this has come loose. So that's a little scary. That's why you always have to inspect your brakes on a regular basis in order to figure out what's going on. Okay, the two bolts are loosened. These are 12 mil. So we can just take these out by hand now. One there and one right here. Now, this caliper will just come right off. Unless you have the emergency brake on, so you've got to make sure you get that off. Yeah, there's little springs in there on one side and on the other side. And that's sort of what holds the pads into place when the caliper is there. Okay, let's get this guy off. Okay, we can just put him off to the side. And these pads come right out. And they're not too worn at all, actually. But I'm still going to replace them with something that's a bit more high performance. And the inner one off. You can see that it hasn't been contacting the surface that well. And our new EBC yellow stuff brake pads go right back in, just like the originals. There you go. Pretty easy so far. But this is where it gets complicated. Because when you go to put this back on, especially if your brake pads were very worn, that piston will be pushed out. Because it comes out to take up the space as your pads wear. Once you put in new pads, that piston has to be pushed back in. On many calipers, you simply can push it back in with a C-clamp or some other clamp, but on these particular cars and a few others, that piston has to be rotated in order for it to go back in. Now, rotating that piston is actually not that easy. Some people try to use pliers or whatever, but there's a good chance that you can wreck the rubber seal that's around it. So it's best to have the proper tools. And of course, notice that the piston itself has these two slots. That's what you're going to use to rotate it, but also those two slots have to fit into the pad right here. The pads have little studs, and those studs are supposed to fit in to that piston. And I'm looking at my piston, and it looks like whoever installed the brakes last time didn't do a good job, because those slots or holes or whatever in the piston are supposed to be vertical, straight up and down, because they have to fit into that stud, which is straight up and down. So someone did not do a good job and didn't rotate that correctly. Someone didn't rotate that correctly. As you can see, it's rotated to the right too much clockwise. It should be straight. Those two slots should be straight up and down basically in the caliper. They're not. I'm going to have to fix that with a special tool, which I'm going to show you right now. And the failure of the previous mechanic to do this properly also explains why this wear pattern is all messed up on this inner pad. You can see that it was actually tilted because that stud was not in the proper slot, so it was tilted out. And that also could explain why some bolts may be loose, because whoever was in here was incompetent. So I'm sorry, but if you're listening to the video, whoever did this job on this Viper, you were incompetent, and you should not have been doing a brake job. Brakes are important. You don't want to mess up on them. I'm going to rotate that piston, put it in its proper place, and put everything back together. Okay, so special tool to do it. And I advise you to buy this if you're going to do any number of cars, because you'll use it again in the future. This is the special tool. And I'll put a link below where you can get it. It's relatively cheap. And now I've done it. I've rotated those pistons before with like a plier. It's terrible. It's not the right way. Get the right tool. This is the right tool. And there you go. This is going to fit into the caliper. I don't know. Doesn't look like it will, but it will. And it's got a variety of different attachments that will fit just about any caliper out there. So this is like maybe $30. It's worth it. It's worth it. So now I'm going to put this together and show you how to get that piston moved. Okay, this is how we're going to set up the tool. It comes with this backing plate. This is going to be going to fit in right here, and that's going to be your brace where you can push from. So you just put this through here. That's what that looks like. And on the end, we're going to find the correct attachment that will work with our particular piston. As you can see, they have all sorts of variety. They have single pins, they have 4 pins, they got 3 pins, they got them all. In my case, for this application, number 7 is going to work. It's going to fit right in there and turn it. And that fits right on the end of this. Right on the end of this. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when it's ready to do the job. Okay, let me see if I can show you how this should be done. Okay, so we got it in place. We just tighten this up until it starts to contact the proper surface. And then it's going to be tight. So we got our backing plate in there. Then we can move the piston. Takes a little bit of energy, but there you go, moving it slightly. Slightly, we'll move it a bit more. Take it out. As you can see, or maybe you can see, can you see? I've got that straight up and down now. Straight up and down. So the pad, this little stud here, is going to fit into that bottom place right there. Right about there. So that should work. I'm hoping. Yeah, Now it's just tricky to try to get these pads in while you put everything on, of course. Is it on? I don't know. Okay, I think it's on. Okay, the rear calipers are done. The slide pin bolts right here are about 25 foot-pounds to tighten them, so not too tight. And this bolt that holds the bracket to the hub, those are about 85 foot-pounds for that. So everything's tightened up. I'm going to see soon how good these EBC yellow stuff brakes are, but you know, the yellow goes with the yellow. That's kind of why I bought them anyway. Anyway, as you can see, that doing the brakes front and back on a Dodge Viper, specifically my 2001 Viper GTS, is actually very easy. Anybody can really do it, which is what's great about these cars. You can work on them. Anyway, thanks for watching Photomikes Garage. I will see you next time.